initially and interestingly, this was the first patient that I recommended for transcranial magnetic stimulation, because I'm thinking this is a non-medication intervention. In terms of the side effect profile, there should not be any sexual side effects. And so he lives in Manhattan. I gave him the name of someone who has extensive experience with the use of transcranial magnetic stimulation. And he called me about 2 weeks after I gave him the initial referral, and he said, "Dr. Bartky, I'm sorry, but this is going to cost me about $12,000 for treatment. It's not currently going to be reimbursed by my insurance company, and I really don't want to pay that kind of money for treatment." And so it was serendipitous that I had, gotten some initial interest at our Academy annual meeting on this device. I gave him a Beck, a depression inventory to fill out. He had a score of 24, which on the scoring comes out for moderate depression. At that time, he was on Cymbalta, 60 milligrams a day. He was on Vyvanse for his ADHD at 70 milligrams a day, and he was taking Xanax 1 milligram twice a day. At follow-up, after a month, his follow-up Beck depression inventory number was down to 3, which is remarkable. Obviously, his Cymbalta was successfully discontinued. His alprazolam, wonderfully enough, was able to go from 1 milligram twice a day to, hope that doesn't mean my time's up already, to 1 milligram at bedtime, which is, unusual in terms of alprazolam. The Vyvanse did remain at 70 milligrams a day. This is the patient feedback to me, which, obviously the feedback that we get from patients, especially when we're using a new medication, or in this case, a new device, is critical. So, this is what he told me, that it's working like a charm. The stress of graduate school is no longer debilitating. He was more easily able to multitask, which, he had to do. And this is also important, being someone who has been on so many medications over the course of the 15 years in treatment with me. It was not a real strong, he couldn't tell when the device was, quote, kicking in. It was more of a subtle experience of the depression gradually resolving. And very importantly for him, as a sexually active adult, there were no sexual side effects. So this was a real success in my eyes. And in terms of the question about a placebo response, he's someone who I've continued to see over the course of many months, and the benefit of the device has been ongoing. He is currently using the device about 3 days a week. And so he has continued to use the device, not as frequently. It's gone down from 7 days a week to 3 days a week, and he's still doing well with it. When it comes to prescribing the device, this is the way that I do it. After discussing the device and going through the risks versus benefits, and okay, they've agreed to use the unit, I take the prescription, I fax the prescription to the Fisher Wallace company. I give the website address to the patient. When they get home, after the fax has been received by Fisher Wallace, the patient will actually order the unit online, and it gets sent directly to them at home. So this is a device that they use at home. They could be watching television, they could be reading a book, they could be on the treadmill, they can be relaxing in bed while they're using the unit for the 20 minutes. They do not use it in my office. There is, and I'm sure Chip will talk about this with you, you can order the device yourself and then sell it to the patient. I just choose to do it directly to the patient. And they get it at home, and they can use it there.
How much is the device?
The device, I believe the device is about $650. $695. Now, if you think about how expensive medication is, this is not that expensive. I have had insurance companies pay for part or all of the device. So I encourage the patients to check with their insurance company first if there's a financial concern.